Hey everyone, it's Deb Blum from Inside Out Activism and also the co-host of the podcast, The Parenting 3.0 Show. And I'm here to talk to you today about relationships. It's probably one of my favorite subjects. So I think that a lot of people are learning how to be navigating our relationships in a new way, right? Many of us have been living our lives pretty much running from one thing to the next, being really busy, and our families are not used to being all together, especially those of us with older kids. So it's a new world, and we have some opportunities in front of us. We have the opportunity to reconnect and repair our relationships. We have the opportunity to build deeper relationships with our kids. And I want to talk to you about something that I know that is not something that people talk about very much. So it's super important for our kids to have friends. It is, or at least a friend. It's really, really important. And I'm not going to deny that for one moment. But there is this author and speaker. His name is Gordon Neufeld, Dr. Gordon Neufeld, and he wrote a book called Hold On to Your Kids. And he also speaks about this. He speaks about much more than this. And he has really taken attachment theory and made it more accessible to people. Now, he talks about this idea called hold on to your kids. And it's this idea that our kids need to be parent-oriented, not peer-oriented. Now, that seems kind of provocative, right? Because we all think, no, our kids are, this is important for them, that they move away from their parents and toward their friends. Turns out that when our kids have gotten to the place where their peers matter more than their parents, life gets very difficult for them. So what he talks about in this book is about holding on to your kids, is this idea that don't believe that you need to let your kids go, that your kids are doing this normal thing and that you are supposed to just detach from them. It's not accurate. Now, of course, they need to have friendships. But the key thing is, who are they taking their cues from? Who are they learning from? Who do they know are their people? So one of the reasons why I found this so fascinating was he talked about this idea that if you have allowed your kids to just become oriented around their peers and where their peers matter more than you, what ends up happening is that every inevitable disruption in their friendship spheres, so every hurt feeling, every exclusion, every unkind word, every breakup, it stings so bad. It feels like death to them. It feels like their lives are over because their friends are their core attachment. They have become attached to their friends. We want to keep attachment to us. We want our children to keep the attachment to us so that when these types of disappointments and upsets happen, they always know that they have us. They always know that we're their secure, solid, sort of their rock, but also their soft place to fall, And kids can navigate really difficult things if they know that they have somebody that they can go through it with. And that is their parents and their siblings and their family members. And what happens is we all know that as much as friendships can be great, there's some truth to friendships come and go. But like our family, our parents, they usually, for the most part, don't. They're our steady place. Now, you might say, well, of course I'm there for my kids all the time. The question is, do they feel that way? Have they felt that they shifted their orientation to be peer oriented, where their peers matter more than them? And so then it's a reclamation process. It's a bringing them back in again and reconnecting to them. And sometimes the reason why our kids have gotten to the place where they believe their peers matter more than their parents is because they either haven't had the time that they've been able to spend with their parents for whatever reason, or that they've had disruptions in their relationships. They've had relational and attachment disruptions. Or there's a way that you guys just have, like, your relationship just is broken right now. No relationship is beyond repair. I'm going to invite you, if you feel like you're one of these people who has the sense that maybe your kids have become oriented around their peers more than you, if you want to reclaim this relationship, you can, for one. And my invitation to you is to listen to my podcast, The Parenting 3.0 Show. We get into all of this kind of stuff about how to be in a good relationship with your kids. And it's such great information. It is really like the secrets of how to be in relationship with your children. So that is my first suggestion. And my second suggestion is to find the book, Hold On to Your Kids, and read it. It's a little bit of a dense book, I'm not going to lie, but it's worth it. And if you want to reclaim your relationship with your kids, it's worth doing whatever you can. So maybe that's one of your ideas or goals for this time, is to repair and reclaim your relationship with your kids, or even just make it better. And all of this will do that. It's all that. Now, of course, it means we have to do our own work to get there, but learning how to relate to our kids in a way that has them feeling like they're heard and understood. And especially, I think, if you have older kids and it's so relevant down to the teeniest of youngest kids. But I also recognize a lot of people listening have older kids. It is still so relevant. So relevant. So I would encourage you to make your relationships a priority in this time while you may be spending more time together. It's easy to just kind of go, like it's hopeless, but it's never hopeless. And so that's my request, is for you to consider the possibility that it's not hopeless, and that there is a tremendous amount of hope, and that I will help you find the way with these recordings, but also with the podcast, The Parenting 3.0 Show. Thanks.